So yes, it's pretty much everything that's tapping into unconsciousness, right? That's why I wanted to link a little bit unconsciousness with this bringing forth of these aspects. And that's why the things I mentioned, that's why I was saying in the video, just run short. That's why higher dimensional beings do not eat, do not sleep, or actually do not do anything besides being totally aware of the present moment, without being totally present of the present moment. Therefore, it's light, their soul, or I don't know, their beingness, their sourcefulness is fully there. If they're still having a physical body, which most of them don't in higher realms, but if they do, they are embodying their fullness, they're embodying the full light, because they're fully there, and they do know, they do feel a constant connection with all that is, with all source, because there's no unawareness in any time. So coming back to the human, every time we do something unconscious, every time we're rushing into something, every time we're, I don't know, portraying ourselves outside of ourselves, maybe we are in the car and somehow the car in front of us is slowing a little bit down, so we are all over him or her, wanting him or her to speed up, and therefore we are out of our present moment, right? And it's very, 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 very fun. It's very, very interdimensional, everything, the communication between everything. But what's happening there in the example of here of the car, right? There are aspects communicating constantly, our aspects communicating as a community constantly. That's why there's shadow work and light work. If you're constantly being in the light, and you're committed to stay in the light, you're a constant transmuter, you're a constant alchemist of all the thought forms that are there running around in the community, in the community grid, and how do you say that, in the conscious community, in the collective consciousness, right? So you're catching up all those thought forms, but if you're having light enough inside of you for that light to be manifested in your auric field, that auric field is going to be repelling all those thought forms, because it's not matchable. The level of light, the level of vibration, the speed of vibration of your aura, which is portraying your inner self, which is portraying your commitment to anchor more of yourself, which is portraying your commitment to stay to truth, and the truth that you are saying to yourself and to others, which is portraying the love that you have for yourself, which is portraying the commitment that you have to stay in alignment in the present moment. So once your auric field is displaying all that light that is actually reflecting the within, those thought forms or those aspects, this is where I want to go, those aspects that are wanting to communicate with you, because there's no wrong and right? There's no pattern and good. It's all just energy wanting to come back to neutrality again. But God, source, is not positive or negative. You have the polarities in between neutrality, right? Or in between eon, how do you say, the positive and the negative pole of everything. The thing is that God or source it's unity, right? From unity goes duality, but first it's come to unity. So everything in duality is first unity, it's first one. So you have this auric field which is protecting you, or which is covering you up from all these aspects, all these other human aspects, or just, yeah, spirit aspects. There are a lot of things going around which we don't see because it's not just 3D here. We have 5D and 4D, but we just don't see it. Our eyes don't perceive it. So maybe, for example, I'm fully aligned, or I'm for example, right, I'm in the car and I'm anchoring a nice amount of light maybe in that moment. In the morning, it's pretty early. I'm going slow, I'm going in my pace without rushing any, and I have the guy right back that just absorbed 3 liters of coffee, for example. And well, this is another thing to tap in, right? The nervous system. The nervous system is usually portraying how much you are, or yes, is portraying the calmness of your body. And the calmness of your body will actually receive or will be more welcoming for that light to come in. If I have a constant triggered nervous system, I'm not there, so my body is not there, so my mind is not in the body, so not much conscious light might be coming into my body. So just wanted to mention the nervous system thing. And coming back to the example, if I'm pretty much calm, having my conscious driving and my breathing, and I am perceiving the guy that's rushing, and it's all over me, and you can feel, right, when a car is all over you. It's not about the distance, but you can feel energetically when somebody is behind you, and it's like that energy is all over you, wanting for you to accelerate. So there's a communication in between our aspects. So his aspects have been already triggered up for all of coffee, and his nervous system is all over the place. So there's something that's outside of him, right? So there's a wanting to rush in, there's the looking for something else. And that could be a combination of aspects. That could be the irresponsible guy aspect that is arriving back late to work, the irresponsible guy, or the caffeine or the sugar intake or past life sugar intake or addiction of whatever. That's another aspect of himself. And I don't know, the driving aspects, which is not always calm, for example, right? So there's a combination of energies which is portraying this human to be like that, but that human is in essence essentially nothing like that. Of course, it's just his aspects or her aspect talking for him, but it's not him, right? So that's why it's unconditional forgiveness. If we know how to detach, and we can somehow learn and understand and feel that we are just light, and that anything else we are capable, we have the dignity, or we have the right to detach, because that's not who we are. So forgive yourself for everything. Coming back to, sorry for the spinning, but that's another aspect, asking for sorry. I'm not sorry. That's a guilty aspect. And that's a controlling aspect, having to know that. So that's why we're just higher beings, are just quiet, are just pure peace, just telepathically connecting to love, and that's it. Sharing from heart, but from heart, sharing from authentic heart, from pure calmness. From pure serenity, from pure relaxation and manifestation of God itself through them. So there's no words. There are no words that are coming out from them, because it will break the silence. It will break the beautiful and grandful and magnificent love that is irradiating their hearts. It's just pure bliss. Please. So coming back again slowly. If I'm feeling, this is just going to be anecdotic now, but if I'm feeling like the guy behind me is portraying all his aspects, I have two options, which are not thought. Automatically, I would be, and unconsciously, I would be pressing down the pedal and thus triggering an aspect of myself. But remember, you always have the choice. It's not the aspect of the guy. It's a test from the aspect of the guy, which is knocking your aspect out. And if you are falling down and answering back that call, yes, you will awaken your own aspect, and you will becoming rushed or with that aspect, awaken to your own job, and your day will be different. So it's all about consciousness, right? Is this really mine, or would I just keep on my pace and maybe take a look at him and say communicate with him personally, or maybe just step aside, maybe just pull aside, let him go through, or whatever resolution in the name of love, in the name of consciousness you're maybe feeling to do, or maybe you just go automatically and push the pedal because you were thinking of something else or whatever. So yes, it's all about aspects and the manifestations of them until they come into fruition, into neutrality, and more and more neutral source energy and soul energy can come through you and can be seen through you, through your eyes, through your presence, through your aura, through your light, through your speech, through your voice, through your everything. That's the rhythm of life. But yes, we have a contract, every one of us, to be a part of a collective consciousness until we decide we're no longer part of a collective consciousness. We can still approach our light to them and in a way, how do you say? In a way, apply our energy and our light to the grid of our human collective consciousness, but you're not moving anymore in mass, as a sheep, going all to work. They're all stuck in the traffic jam, so you sense automatically that when the other one moves, everyone else moves, and we're all in blockages, walking down the street, looking downside, walking at everyone is walking at the same pace. There's no authenticity. And here I'm blaming everyone. And there's another aspect of myself, a healed aspect of myself. There's no individuality. So again, once you recognize a certain amount of love and of light within yourself, you are wanting and you are actually being pulled, and your soul is pulling you, constantly pulling you, for you to manifest or for you to bring forward more of that motivation and perseverance of keeping your authenticity and your own blueprint, your own energetic blueprint, your own sense of being. And that's when you can contribute truly. That's when true expression comes out, right? That's when you can see and really appreciate art in everything, because you are art itself, right? So everything you write, everything you sing, everything you draw, everything you play, everything you express, everything you, with a great amount of light, is actually portraying to the world in an energetic sense that beauty, right? So I can write a poem, maybe this person can write a poem, and you can be certain and for sure that poem will be lovely, and that just the same energy he's anchoring will be anchored down into the page, onto a sheet of paper, right? And that will be beautiful, and you can always imagine that, right? With the handwriting always perfect, and he's in a state of flow, right? There's nothing stopping, there's no obstacles stopping that state of flow of inspiration, expression, action. Is just a chain of masculine and feminine. It's all just aligned, right? Because energies are just aligned. And the moment that you are maybe carried away from anything that's outside of you, it gets disrupted, gets interrupted, and you start losing energy, and you are starting blaming everyone, and you do that unconsciously, and you attribute that thing to yourself. You think that you are that, and we become, in a way, the authors of that. We assume authority over that. So you are saying that you are that your personality is like this, or that person has a strong sense of whatever. It can be good or bad, but we tend to personalize all those characteristics that we are just portraying as a human mind, because they're just concepts, into whatever I think, whatever I perceive from myself. But the actual self of you is just love. There's a pattern, there's a recognition of a pattern that keeps on triggering you, that is actually making your mind believe and attribute all those attributes to yourself. But you are not. You're just being fooled by yourself for triggers that you are still buying nobody else but yourself. Of course, there can be external fears and whatever, and experiences that you went through, of course, karmically, or of course on purpose from the soul, for you to experience those aspects. Take them as your own unconsciously, for them to now being inside of you, because you bought that. It's the same as if you're in the collective grid and some